A Tiggerific Band. It was a gray day in the 100-acre wood, but Pooh and his friends didn't mind. There were plenty of things to do indoors. The problem was they couldn't think of any. Perhaps a little smackerel of something would help, offered Pooh. And with that, Pooh began searching through the cupboards for a nice full jar of honey. I'll help you look, volunteered Roo. He stuck his head inside a small cabinet and began to rummage around. Hooray, cried Roo suddenly. Pooh looked hopeful. Honey? He asked. Something better, answered Roo. He held up 2 pot lids and then hit them together. Clangety-clang, squealed Roo. Cymbals sure are fun to bang. He grinned and added, but Mama said they're only fun if I bang them outside. Say, cried Tigger, how about we make a band? But where will we get the instruments, wondered Piglet. Well, we can make them out of all sorts of things, Christopher Robin explained, just like Roo made cymbals out of pot lids. Listen, he said. Christopher Robin picked up an empty honey jar and spoon. Rat-a-tat-tat, he sang. I made a drum. Imagine that. He circled the room, marching to the beat. In the meantime, Pooh had finally found a full jar of honey. After taking a quick taste, he announced, I think I shall play a honey pot too. But instead of hitting the pot with a spoon, Pooh began to shake it instead. Look, a maraca, Pooh shouted. But the honey didn't shake, it sloshed all over Pooh. Silly old bear, said Christopher Robin gently. Perhaps you should try an instrument that's a little less messy. Piglet was having better luck. He found a very small jug, just right for a very small animal. When he blew across the opening at the top, it made a pleasing whistle sound. Toot, toot, toot. My jug sounds like a flute, Piglet shouted. The music was cheerful, just like Piglet. He danced around Pooh, trying to get him to skip along. What bad luck, said Pooh. I think I'm stuck. Tigger thought he might like to play the jug too. He picked one up and blew into it. Nothing happened. Tigger said again, his cheeks as big as balloons. Still the jug was silent. Tiggers do not like instruments that make them huff and puff, he declared. How about these, asked Roo, holding his cymbals. Tigger crashed the lids together. The loud clanging went into Tigger's ears and echoed all around inside his head. And Tiggers certainly do not like instruments that give them a headache, he complained. In the meantime, Pooh had found a wonderful instrument to play. He rattled a jar of buttons. Shake, 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 the sound of maracas make, he chanted. Goody, said Roo, our band is almost ready. Tigger hung up his head, but there's nothing for me to play, he said sadly. We'll help you, Tigger, said Christopher Robin. What kind of instrument do you have in mind? Tigger thought for a moment. One that's Tiggerish, he declared. The friends looked from the top of Pooh's house to the bottom. Surely there was something that Tigger could play. Roo found 2 sticks for Tigger to bang together. 2 clickety-clack, Tigger complained. Piglet gave him a fireplace fan to squeeze. 2 squeezy-wheezy, declared Tigger. Finally, Pooh gave Tigger his doorbell. 2 ding-a-lingy, said Tigger. Then he flopped in his chair. Maybe there's no such thing as a Tiggerish instrument, he said with a sigh. Suddenly, Christopher Robin smiled. Maybe there's something we can do for you, but it just hasn't been invented yet. Wait right here. Soon Christopher Robin pulled his wagon up to Pooh's house. His friends came to see an old collection of junk in the wagon. There were old toys and broken bits and pieces of this and that. The only way to make an instrument fit for Tigger is for Tigger to make it himself, Christopher Robin explained. Tigger was filled with excitement. Well, what am I waiting for, he shouted. I've got work to do. Tigger immediately set to work. He grabbed a horn and slung a washboard on his back. Some of the instruments were too heavy to lift, and some made him twist like a pretzel when he played. He looked like a pile of odds and ends in a wagon, trying to decide what to do next. Roo wanted to make Tigger feel better. It's okay, he said. We don't have to make a band. We could just play games instead. Roo picked up a slingshot and an acorn and ran into the nearest tree. Boing, went the slingshot. That's it, Tigger cried. In a few minutes, Tigger had built himself a brand new instrument. When he plucked Slingshot strings, a smile spread across his face. Boing, boing, wee! Exclaimed Tigger, bouncing with glee. This music sounds just like me. At long last, the band was ready to play. Each band member took a turn leading a song. Roo started them off with a nice loud one. Christopher Robin played a rousing tune just perfect for marching. Piglet's song had everyone skipping about, and Pooh's shaker got his pals wiggling and giggling. When it was Tigger's turn to lead, he even sang a little tune. Round and do-si-do, music makes me tap my toe. Grab a partner, feel the beat, music gives me happy feet. Everyone danced and had a wonderful time, but no one had a better time than Tigger, who finally felt the music inside and out. The end.